I'm going to take a quick pause because I am sorry. The back of this chair just
You're totally good.
popped out.
Take it by the scenes, it's what we're doing. Come and check it out, it's what we're all about. 561 Music!
Welcome to 561 Music. I'm Hector, and there's no Ben today. Ben is hanging out with his mom and dad. They have come all the way from England to see their little Benny boy, and they're here. So he's hanging out with them. But I have ALYK with me today. So how are you?
Hello. Very excited to be here.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Very well.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was telling you earlier when we were in the lobby. I'm really excited about your music. I drive around a lot all day for work stuff, and I was listening just on loop, and probably earned you about 2.5 cents on Spotify.
Listen, I appreciate those 2.5 cents.
But I really dig the vibe, and I dig like
Thank
the
you so
music and
much.
everything. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to see how like different people perceive, my music, and I don't really make my music to be perceived. Once I put it out into the world, I don't even wonder really what people think about it.
Sure.
So it's always nice to hear that. I appreciate it.
You just do it for you, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. That works.
Yeah,
That works.
absolutely.
That works. All right, so I'm just going to jump right into it, and
Awesome.
I'm just going to bring it right up.
Yeah.
You are the Ernie Ball winner for Battle of the Bands to play the main stage at Warped Tour in Orlando.
It still doesn't feel real to even hear it.
I
or
was going to
think
ask you,
about
like,
it.
how do you feel about this?
Yeah, my cheeks hurt thinking about it. Crazy, unreal, like insane. And I feel like since I found out, probably about 6 months ago now, or 5.5 months ago, I've been talking about it so much that it just feels like something I've been talking about, but not something that I'm about to actually go do.
Right.
So yeah, it just feels like a fever dream, but
and you are actually going to go do it. Like it's a week from Sunday, right?
It's a week from Sunday. I'm
Yeah,
actually going to go do it. So yeah, it's definitely, I spent so much time preparing. But I still don't really think it's actually going to like hit me in the gut until I'm pulling up.
Yeah,
So
this is exciting. I mean, I have to be selfish and say that I love that it's someone from our area that's going to do it. Like, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. And a lot of the scene has reacted that way. There's been some mixed reactions about it, but the overwhelming majority has been like, I'm just glad it's someone from our scene, and I'm glad I can represent in any way that I can. I'm not from Florida, South Florida originally, but I've been here for the past 6 years. My music was birthed here,
you're one of us now.
I found myself here.
We're claiming
so
you. You're one of us now.
I definitely feel like I'm a part of the scene, so I'm excited.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about your music and your band and all that kind of stuff. I know you're a solo artist, but obviously you have a band.
Yes,
so tell me
I am a solo artist, and I do play with a full live band. I don't think I would feel right as a rock artist to play without a full live band.
Sure.
So I love my band. We're a 5-piece, including my drummer, Red, my producer and co-songwriter, Jacob Bates of Dirty Rivals. He's fantastic. He's also my lead guitar player. Chris on my second guitar and Will on bass.
Nice.
And they are so supportive. Anything I need, they're there for me. So I'm really lucky to have them and really excited to take the stage with them. But my music is pretty much it's just me. Jacob is my guy. I have the idea. I bring it to Jacob, and Jacob takes what's in here and puts it out on all of the computer things that I don't understand.
He's a good guy. I know Jacob pretty well.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's the best. But as far as like coming into my art and coming into my music, I've been writing since I was probably like 6 or 7.
Okay.
And I just pushed it down my whole life. My parents, my whole family, my friends, everyone was like, you should go for this. You should do it. You should try it. And I was the only one that was like, guys, this is unrealistic. Like, I'm not good enough for this. I used to slam the door in their faces and not let anyone hear my music.
Oh, wow.
Wouldn't let them record me, wouldn't let them hear me. And it was just only 2 years ago now. I think 2 years ago now. And I was sitting on my balcony smoking a joint with my sister. Can I say that?
You can.
And
You just did.
I was like, you know what? Why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Why not me? Why not? Why could I not? Like, there is no measure of success to me besides making art and releasing it. Mm-hmm. So how could I fail, right? Mm-hmm. So I think once that kind of clicked in my mind that like, I could literally just release my art, and
yeah.
that could genuinely just be it. And if I released my art and one person listened to it and liked it, then that'd be great. And if something happened, then great. But I think that's kind of what unleashed my music in me, and then it's just been, you know, like the dam broke.
Snowballing,
Yeah, and I think we've got like close to 50 songs now.
Oh, hell yeah.
Not released, but
Yeah.
in the vault, ready to rock and roll.
You've got a
so.
fair amount released, though, don't you? Like,
I think 11
Yeah.
songs, 12 maybe.
Yeah.
We just recently released The Other Side. We released October 1st, which is my favorite so far. And spoiler alert, we are opening Warped Tour with that one. So it's my favorite so far, and I'm really excited about it.
I like I said, I was listening to it on loop today. I don't know why I like, is it Attic?
Yeah, The Attic.
The Attic.
So funny because it's so different than
it is.
my whole catalog.
It is. You know what it reminds me of? And I don't know if this is a compliment or not, but Melody Martinez. It gives me a little bit of that Melody Martinez vibe. I really liked it. I don't know why.
It was a big inspiration for that song, like the creepy, spooky, eerie type of vibe. Yeah,
Yep.
Melanie Martinez,
Yep.
Billie Eilish,
Yeah.
and it was, again, unlike any of the songs that I have out or we have made, but it started with that one idea of like, you know, what if I have a boy locked in my attic and, you know, not be out for the rest of the world.
I was listening to it and it was like, you know, again, I'm driving and I'm just kind of listening to it. It's just in the background. And a couple of times I was like, did she just, oh,
Yes, she did.
I rewind it and I go, huh.
She did just say that.
She did just say that. Yeah,
So
no, it was
funny.
good. It was really good.
It's such a great one. We never play it live because it just doesn't really fit into the set, but I love that song. I got my drummer and boyfriend to be in the music video for it and be all tied up like the hostage. It was great. It was awesome.
The other one that I thought was pretty good was it was a good jam was R.I.P.
Rest in peace. And it's so funny. Your two favorite songs are ones that we never play and I genuinely forget about.
That's funny.
R.I.P. was like the ultimate like fuck you to my high school haters, which was great. I was like viciously bullied in high school, so like R.I.P. was my moment to kind of be like, this is who I am and fuck you if you don't like it.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, no, I love R.I.P. We never play it, and
See, now you have to.
I always forget about it. It is funny story about that one. It's my dad's favorite song. And for my first ever show, which was just over a year ago, my dad was like, please, please, please play this song. And I was like, Dad, no, it's too high. It's too fast. We're not going to do it. And just last minute, me and the band were like, should we switch up the set list? And we wound up opening with it. And my dad thought we were opening with something else. And he's standing there recording with his phone. And the look on his face when like he found out that it was his favorite song that we were opening with was priceless.
That's amazing.
Absolutely priceless.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were talking at one point we were talking about I'm going to take a quick pause because I am sorry, the back of this chair
You're
just
totally good.
popped out.
I'm also
I'm about to
shivering. Like
cold?
truthfully shivering. I'm not sure if there is.
We can change the AC.
I'm like literally shivering, and I don't want to shiver in the mic.
What happened? I leaned
If we
back
could
and
maybe
this
turn it up
stupid
1
chair
or
just
2
popped
degrees.
out.
Yeah, we don't want any of that.
Yes, can we change the AC a little bit? Yeah, all right, cool.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm very chilly.
This room always gets freezing.
Yeah, I'm so chill.
We have like,
I didn't wear enough clothes.
there's always a lot of people in here.
Yeah.
I don't usually
So
have that
valid.
problem.
Just wanna double check this place.
Make me look good, yes.
Can I ask what's the frame? Like
The
how?
frame rate?
Yeah. No.
No,
What's
like
like the
what
what's
do you
the
see?
yeah? What's
What
the
do you see in the frame?
like how low do we go?
You can stand up and look.
Okay, sure. Actually, I'm probably gonna not because I think I'm in a perfect position right now. I don't want to mess anything up.
It's about here.
Okay, cool.
To
Awesome.
Like the top of this guitar.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
went in a little tighter.
Awesome. Thanks, babe. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I put it up to 75. We'll see if it warms up a little.
I appreciate
All right,
it.
cool. Yeah, you got it.
Thank you.
All right, sorry about that.
No, you're good.
All right, so yeah, is this still rolling? Okay. We were talking about. Oh, I know what it was. Okay. All right, so yeah, so you were talking about how sitting on the balcony with your sister, and you were like, why not me? You know,
Yeah.
and what's your measure of success? Just putting it out there. That's
Yeah.
success, right? And I can't tell you the amount of times that Ben and I have had this conversation with people like yourself, you know, people coming on here and stuff. And success is whatever you say success is. You know,
Absolutely.
Ben and I are a perfect example. You know, I'm not on some major label. I'm not playing like some monstrous festivals. I'm
Yeah.
not whatever. But at the end of the day, you know, we play out all the time. We get to come into the studio all the time. We have the podcast. We have the festival. Like, you know, like
You
we
enjoy it.
We
Like,
make,
that's
yeah,
it. That's
we
it.
literally make a living doing music.
And like, how fucking cool is that?
How
Who's
can
gonna
that?
tell me
how
that's
is that not
success?
successful?
Yeah,
you know?
who's gonna tell me that's
Yeah.
not success? Like, you get
Yeah.
to like pay your bills to some extent, like doing what you love. That's
no.
fucking success.
No, exactly.
And I think my whole life I had this preconceived notion in my head that like success was making it and like really being up there and on
Right.
the red carpets and winning the Grammys and doing all that, and like that's success. And if you don't make it to that, then you're not, you know, successful. So I had this crazy idea in my head that like, because I have already decided that I'm not going to get to that, because I just have decided I'm not good enough, that I'm not even going to try.
Yeah.
Which is a fucking waste and a stupid mindset. And I don't know why I had that for my whole life, but it really was that one moment, literally just like this, me and my sister just sitting there, and it was like light bulb. I was like, what the?
Yeah.
I was like, why would I, what am I doing?
And the mindset is, you know, having the mindset that basically your mindset that you have now, that, you know, it is whatever you say it is, you know.
Success is just doing it. Just doing it. Whatever it is that you love, success is just doing it.
In fact, that's the perfect way to put it, because Ben has said many times, the only difference between someone who has, quote, made it and us is they're doing it. And now you're doing it.
Yeah, we're doing it, and that's really it.
Yeah.
And again, like you were saying, whatever you say it is, I think if you always put it on that pedestal of like, I'm still trying to make it, I'm still trying to get there, I'm still, you're always going to be striving for that. When like I feel successful.
Sure.
I've only been, there is no one thing that could come to me to where I would then think, okay, now I'm successful.
Right.
No, I'm successful. I'm making art that I love,
Yep.
sharing it with the world, connecting with people because of it.
Yeah.
And that's successful.
And realistically, like, what is that measure of success? Is there, you know, is there a specific point that you can say, you know, I'm successful? I think it's less about that point and more about that journey getting there.
Yeah.
Everything you're doing between here and there is the success.
Absolutely. And
you
I
know?
think because to the public eye, right, to your fan base, to your followers, once you're like signed to a label, once you're like doing a world tour, they're like, wow, you've really made it. No, like I've made it right now, and it is art. I've made it.
Yeah.
I've made it. I've made the music.
Yeah.
I've made the connection, you know, like I've made peace with success being exactly this.
Yeah.
And because I'm not chasing anything. I'm just, you know, making art and expressing it. Like it's never going to be unattainable for me.
Right. And that's the thing. Because you're not chasing anything specific and you're not worried about it, you know,
Yeah.
attaining a certain level of whatever, when things like the Warped Tour thing that kind of fall into your lap.
Yeah.
And I use that very loosely because clearly you've worked hard to make it happen. But, you know, when things like that present themselves, you're like, bonus.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah. And at first it was kind of like a mix of things. Cause at first I was like, I'm not qualified for this. I'm not like, you know, I think
Imposter syndrome.
and I think that's normal, you know, like
100%.
I'm a young girl who's only, you know, people have been grinding in this industry for, you know, their whole lives and not gotten something like this. So for me to just jump in and I don't even know how this happened, you know? So I'm like, I'm just a kid. I'm just a girl. Like, how did this happen? You know? So I think there's going to be always a small amount of like, am I underqualified for this? Like, can I do this? But I think just reminding myself, like, what makes someone qualified?
Take a deep breath and accept it.
Yeah, right. And that's it. Like,
Yeah.
just accept it, enjoy it. Like, there is a reason for this. Like, there's a reason I have this opportunity, and like, I'm just gonna enjoy it and make the best of it.
But that's just it, you know. And making art and you know, becoming successful and things like, you know, Warped Tour and all that stuff. It really all comes down to, you know, there's a billion people on the radio these days
Yeah.
that, in my opinion, shouldn't be on the radio. There's also a billion people, local artists, things like
should be
that,
on-
that,
right,
that we,
exactly.
I mean, week after week, we have people like yourself come in here and
Absolutely.
we go, why aren't these people discovered?
Right.
Why aren't they on the radio? Why aren't they out doing a world
Yeah.
tour? Like, what's happening here? And it's an unfortunate side of the business that it's, 90%, it's really 10% talent
Right.
and 90% being at the right place at the right time and meeting the right people.
Yep, and just getting the right eyes and ears on you at the right time. And
Yep.
I was so obsessed with that in the beginning of like this. I was like, well, how am I gonna get to the right place at the right time? How am I gonna get those right ears and eyes on me? And I think just focusing on doing the thing right, just doing what you love and letting it all. And that's how this came to me. That's how every opportunity that has come across me right now has come to me by just not chasing it, not looking for it. Honestly, just like focusing on what I love.
Just doing
And
what
that's
you
it.
do
You know what
and
I
just
don't
letting it
love?
happen.
I don't love thinking about metrics and algorithms. Fuck the algorithm. What's your band name?
Yeah.
Blow
Bomb,
up-
bomb the algorithm.
bomb the fucking algorithm,
Yep.
okay? That doesn't make me happy. What makes me happy is like fucking creating the music and like
Yeah.
enjoying every second of it. So that is what attracts, the opportunity.
For sure. And we talked a little bit about this when you were out in the lobby. When you're at Warped Tour, you're going to play a 25-minute set, I believe. And so,
Yeah.
it's 25 minutes
Yeah.
in front of a nice crowd, etc., on a big stage. Enjoy it. I know
Yeah.
it's going to be crazy and
Yeah.
weird and whirlwind, but enjoy it. That being said, it's less about that 25 minutes and more
Absolutely.
about the entire rest of the weekend, networking and talking to people and whatever. So you
Absolutely.
can create those opportunities and make those things happen.
Yeah. And like I was saying to you earlier, like I'd be naive as much as everything I just said. I'm going to contradict everything I just said about, focus on the art. Yes, 100%. But I also am a businesswoman,
Sure.
and I run my brand like that. My music, my art is completely authentic. My brand, I do run like a business. And you'd be naive to think that you're just going to get up on that stage for 25 minutes and the world's going to open up for you and everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. Like that's
Yeah.
just not how it's going to work. I'm so grateful for this opportunity and I'm still going to give everything I've got on that 25 minutes.
Yeah.
But making myself unavoidable to the industry while I'm there, talking the ear off of everyone
Sure.
who will listen, which I'm sure you can tell by
Yeah.
now I'm easy to yap at you, is definitely what's going to do it. I've been very lucky to make some connections via social media beforehand, and they've said, hey, I manage X, Y, and Z, and like I'm gonna be at Warped Tour. Like I'd love to see your set. Maybe we can connect, right? I'm shitting bricks a little bit about that, but like being able to kind of make those connections, be open to like just networking your ass off and talking to everybody, and not only industry people, fans, people that are there, music lovers. Like that's who I'm trying to connect with. Like my target audience, truthfully, is not Joe Schmo who works for Sony. Like it's Katie who came with her sister and is like so excited to be in the front row, so just talking to everybody.
Katie's the bomb. No.
Katie's the best. Shout out Katie.
So let's talk about the music a little bit. We had touched a little bit about this prior to the show. You have your band and
Yeah.
you do your live stuff.
Yes.
Your music does have a lot of production in it,
Yeah.
and production value. I don't want to say it's like overproduced or anything. It's definitely it's really well done. It's very well done, actually.
Thank you.
But in order to get that across on the stage and really sound big,
Yeah.
et cetera, you guys have to bring your tracks with you.
Tracks, absolutely.
So let's talk a little bit about that because
I'm a big advocate for tracks when needed. Yeah.
As the kids say now, 6'7",
I guess. I don't know what
Whatever
that
that-
means.
I don't even know what that
but
means,
It's
but-
a hot topic now. It's controversial.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why it's controversial. I think that like if we are looking at music as art and art is subjective, right? Like you're going to paint a painting with oil paintings and I'm going to use watercolor and like he's going to use charcoal, like we're all going to need something different for our art.
Right.
And like what I don't want to say need because my music doesn't need tracks. Our set does not need tracks.
Sure.
I like them. I think I'm trying to create an experience. I'm trying to create atmosphere and like a whole world around my set that is more than just the five of us getting up there and playing our instruments. Could we get up there and play our instruments and play a killer set? Absolutely. And we have had instances where our tracks don't fucking work. And what do? We play it just the same.
Right,
and it
right,
sounds fucking great, and nobody in the audience can really tell the difference. But I believe that I'm unshamefully use tracks. I love my tracks. I think tracks are great. I have, shout out Jacob Bates, my producer and co-songwriter. He is a phenomenal producer, and he is able to add so much texture and so many different layers through his production that we just can't get on stage.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get the chainsaw that's in my horror song? Like we don't have a chainsaw on stage,
But,
like,
and it's a shame to leave that stuff out.
It is,
because it adds to the music.
It does, and it adds to the artistry. Again, it's not about you need the tracks. Of course, I don't need the tracks. Of course, we would be just fine without the tracks. It's about elements that I believe are important to my music. My song "In Your Dreams," the bridge section has like this beautiful little violin piano moment. We don't have violins, nor do we have.
Song, by the way.
Thank you. Nor do we have keyboard on stage. So I think it really just comes down to what are you trying to convey to your audience? And these are things that I don't want to leave out. So I'm all for tracks. And if your band doesn't need tracks, then that's great. You shouldn't use tracks. But I fucking hate people shitting on people who are using tracks.
Now, it's funny. I've been on both sides of that equation. I've been in situations where I'm like, why are we using tracks, guys? Like, just this doesn't make sense, because it really didn't add that much more. It added, but it didn't add enough to justify having it.
And it just didn't call for it.
Perfect example is Bomb the Algorithm. We had, when I first started playing with them, we had tracks. There was some keyboards and this and that. Now, when we go out and we play live, if we don't use the tracks anymore now, but when we went out and played live and we were using the tracks, did it add to it? Yeah. Did it add enough for us to justify all the dicking around with the equipment and everything?
It.
No, not even a little bit.
It didn't make enough sense. Yeah.
No, so for us, it didn't make sense. I can see it making sense for you because you have so much production in your music that it just makes sense. It just takes it to that next level. That whole ambiance of the music.
It's the whole thing. It's the whole world, of it. So. And I was saying and I started with tracks. Like from my very first show, we had tracks. So I never really even experienced a show, besides like when our tracks wouldn't work.
Sure.
But, I never really experienced just playing a show without tracks. So some of my drummer's other bands that he plays with, I'm like, why are you guys not using tracks? And he's like, we don't need them. We don't use them. It doesn't make sense for our music. And at the time I was like, what do you mean? It would just make it 10 times better. But, after kind of understanding everything needs its own thing, that band, like Harvey, who's amazing, they were on the podcast as well, they need freedom. Tracks don't really give you a lot of freedom. Tracks give you, you're going to play to this click and you are subject to, whatever's going on in there. But they need the freedom to, if they're feeling feisty, they're going to play it a little bit faster. Yeah. They need the freedom to take an extra second if they need an extra second, So, and like more of a jam band style. So I think it's just to each their own, right? Live and let live, as I go by. So it's subjective. It's art.
And that's just it. There's people that are very adamant about no tracks, and I just say, if it makes sense for your band, why not? Why
think
not?
People who are really that adamant about people not using tracks are fucking haters, and it's probably because their band is shit.
Right.
I don't know. Because
their moms treated them bad when they were little.
Probably. And I think that you feel like you have something to prove. Like you need to prove like you're a good band without help, without tracks, without X, Y, and Z, like assist. But it's not assist. It's not because we're bad. It's not because any band is bad.
But it's a tool. It's not the music. It's a tool that enhances and makes the music better. When I do the street paintings, I have a finite amount of time to do a street painting. It's usually 2 days. Yeah. And I do a lot of these big 3D pieces, so sometimes they're 30 and 40 feet, long.
Yeah.
I could go out and hand sketch these things,
right,
and it would take me half to 3/4 of the first day just to make sure, because especially with the 3D, everything has to be skewed a certain way, and if it's not just right, it'll look terrible. So I use VR now. I
Yeah.
put on the VR goggles. I get out there. I lay everything out.
Right.
It's my sketch. It's my design.
And does that make you any less of an artist?
No,
No.
it's
Yeah.
a tool
It's a tool.
to make. But it's the same thing. I get out there with VR, and the amount of people that see me doing it and go, "Oh, you're cheating. You're cheating."
I think it's the same argument as auto-tune, right? So many age-old auto-tune haters, and so many artists are built off of auto-tune, not because they can't sing, because it is an artistic style.
Yeah.
It is a stylistic choice, right?
Enhances.
T-Pain, okay? Like, so many artists that right? Travis Scott, like, so many artists that use that for their creative, like, vision.
Yeah.
You know? So, again, anyone who's being like, you're cheating, you don't
Just
know
a
jack
hater.
shit
Yeah,
about jack
just a
shit.
hater.
Like, literally, don't even let it penetrate.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. So you have only been around, which boggled my mind when you said that. You've only been around for a couple of years. You've only been doing live shows for a year.
Yeah. So
That's amazing.
What year is it now? 2025.
2025.
Yeah. So I guess we started in 2020. No, yeah. My first show, I released my first song in September or October of 2023.
Okay.
We played our first show in April of 2024. We have played 5 to 7 shows in
Okay.
the past year.
All around Florida?
Yep, just in Florida. Most in Orlando. We played, like, I believe 4 shows in Orlando at the Conduit. One in West Palm at Respects, and then one at the Orpheum in Tampa, and one in Jacksonville.
Nice.
And there was like 3 people standing there, you know? So to do something like this, and I'm also, I think, physically so different thinking about now Warped Tour. I'm used to standing on a stage and having about this much room to run around. You know, now having all this room to run around is going to be completely different. But yeah, I mean, spring chicken, as my boyfriend likes to call it, brand new to this. Before my first show, which was literally just last year, I had not picked up a microphone to sing at a karaoke, an open mic night. Like, I just dove head first,
That's
really.
crazy. That takes some
and
balls.
I think if I hadn't done it that way, I wouldn't have done it at all. Because I think the more time that I give myself to overthink, like, just the worse that it would have been. Once I had that, like, light bulb moment that I was like, oh my God, why am I not doing this? I was born to do this. What am I doing? Then it was like, okay, let's release a song. Let's play a show. Like, let's, X, Y, and Z. So it has only been a year of performing, and it's been very interesting to see the local scene's reaction to the fact that I'm getting this opportunity with only being around a year. I've gotten a lot of, like, she hasn't put her steps in, she hasn't paid her dues, blah, blah, blah. To that, I say fuck off, because again, I could be working 10 times harder in these 2 years that I've been making music, than you have no idea what goes on behind closed doors.
Yeah,
But
and that's it. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm with the other guys. I'm happy that it's somebody local.
yeah, and
I'd rather see it go to somebody
that's what
from
this
down here
community
than
is supposed to be all about, right?
Yeah.
Like, supporting each other. And I know so many of my other fellow local bands who were in this contest as well. Again, I was never expecting to get it. Again, I never felt like I had any sort of credibility. I always figured it'd be like an inside connection, right? Like, you enter it just to say that when I entered the contest, I was like, I'll enter it just to, like, say that I entered.
Yeah.
It's free, like, just to say that I did. But, like, it's not like anything's going to happen about it. I didn't even promote it or, like, ask anybody really to vote much. And my other fellow local bands that were in it, I was like, I'd be so happy if they got it, And if one of them had gotten it, I'd be fucking supporting them too.
Yeah.
But so many of my local bands, like Werewolves, do you know Werewolves?
Yep.
Fucking awesome. They're like a big brother band for me. Dirty Rivals, same. Like, they have been
Dirty
so good.
Yeah.
And they've been so supportive and just like a family element, and just so happy for me. So it's been so great.
That's the thing. Like, there's so many times in Killbillies, there's so many times that we were like, we should do this, and then we just apply, and then suddenly we're like, oh, oh, you want us to do what?
Yeah.
You know, so, there's I don't know if you know about Dragon Con up in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're like huge nerds, and I was trying to explain to the guys, I guess 2 years ago, I was trying to explain to them what Dragon Con was. James had been to cons before, but never that. And Ben had never been to a con before. And so I was trying to explain to him the Dragon Con's a little bit different because it's held at the hotels that you're staying at. And so it's like a 24/7 party. And,
Right.
And it was just really fun.
It's like a whole world in and of itself.
And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to buy us passes and we're just going to go.
Yep.
And so this would have been August of last year. And so a few months before that, I bought the passes. And when I was on the website buying the passes, I saw submit to perform. And I was like, submit to perform? Like, really? Like, that's weird. So I did. I was like, you know, Kill Billy's plays a lot of Celtic and Irishy kind of stuff for us. So we kind of fit that bill. And I submitted and they picked us. And I was like, oh shit. And then they picked us again this year.
And you know what? They would have not picked you if you hadn't have just fucking
And that's
entered.
just it. You just gotta. Like again, the only difference between us and other people is we're doing the thing. You know,
That's it.
Just you know,
That's it.
You
deciding
you're not-
you want something and then taking action towards
Yeah,
it.
It's not going to happen. It wouldn't have happened had you not entered. You said I'm just going to enter for the sake of saying I entered. It wouldn't have happened had you not entered.
And that blows my mind because I remember so vividly me sitting at my computer and I literally saw one of my fellow bands on Instagram and they like posted and they were like, vote for us for the Warped Tour thing. And I was like, oh, contest, like what is this? I literally clicked on the link. They said they wanted 5 videos, up to 5 videos. I did not have 5 videos. I did not have 5 videos.
Right.
And they wanted live videos. I did not have live videos. I had music videos. So I was like, I'm probably not even following the guidelines they want. I uploaded 3. I like half-assed the caption. And I was like, at least I could just say that I entered it, right? Yeah. So again, it was such a shock. And not once in the whole process did I think that it was even like something to consider until they announced. So they announced the DC bands winners, the 2, you know, there's 1 for each date. There's 6 Ernie Ball winners and 1 for each Warped Tour date. They announced those and I like clicked on their profiles and they were just like young kid bands with like 2,000 followers. I was like, wait a second. Like, I figured this was going to be like, they were going to have at least, you know, 100,000 followers. They were still going to be semi-established, smaller band, you know, like signed or something, you know? Exactly. And then they posted the winners for California. And again, like these 4 bands that were picked were just like bands kind of like me, like just young kids trying to do it. Not any crazy monthly listeners, not any crazy followers. So that is when I finally was like, I didn't say it out loud because I didn't want to jinx it, but I was like, maybe I don't know, like maybe it's not all that crazy. And then I got the email. It was an email first, and the email literally was just like, so and so from Ernie Ball, please call us as soon as you can. And I think they sent the email at 12:57, and I think it was 12:58 that I called. Already with tears in my eyes and just like in disbelief. And I think I blacked out for the whole phone call.
Oh my God.
But yeah, no, I think everything feels unattainable until you try.
Until you attain it.
You know? Until you attain it. And now, like, of course I'm so grateful for this experience, but just the validation of like, here I am, like a nobody in my own eyes, right? Like that got something like this, like I could do fucking anything,
100%.
You know? So I think that confidence that it gives me where it's like nothing is impossible, right? I was so ballsy. I literally commented under one of Rockville. I was mentioning to you that I really want to play Rockville. And I commented under one of Rockville's posts and I was like, how do I get on the opening stage or something? And they put the eyes emoji back at me. So I was like, here's my chance. So I DM'd them and I was like, hey. And of course I just like gave my whole pitch and was like, you won't regret it, whatever. And they were like, sorry, girl, we can't talk to you. Like, we need to talk to your agent. I'm like, I don't have an agent. Like, I'm just a girl. I wear all the hats. I'm an independent artist. They're like, sorry, like, this is the way. You need to go find an agent. You need to have your agent come back to us. I'm like, one day Rockville's going to be begging me to perform at Rockville, right? So then I just saw the contest, the Rockville contest. There's like very similar to Warped Tour. enter your video and, you know, have a chance to play Rockville. I rolled my eyes at it at first, and then I was like, you know what?
Screw this.
It's gonna be no if I do. It's gonna be a no if I don't just upload my damn video. So what did I do? I uploaded my damn video, even if I think it's, you know, probably gonna be an inside connection or whatever. Like, that is just gonna make me enter every contest from now on.
But that's what you have to do, because you know, you just mentioned how they were saying something about you know, needing a manager or something like that, or an agent. The amount of places that we have not been able to apply to because we don't have a quote unquote agent. You know, I mean, we are our own agents.
Yeah,
you know?
and like,
so.
where's the like validity of being my own agent and like being my own team? I will represent me better than anybody else will
100%.
represent me. You know, and I think, you know, Warped Tour, like, it's going to give like some sort of street cred and like, you know, something on the resume of like,
Absolutely.
Hey, I can do this. But I think, you know, the answer is always going to be no if you don't try.
Yeah.
So,
Oh no, for sure.
yeah. Don't let who is it? Babe Ruth, don't let the fear of striking you out keep you from playing the game.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a quick break and listen to some music.
Awesome.
And then we'll come back and talk about it.
Sounds good.
Stare at the wall and wait for something to feel the same as it used to. You led me to suffocate, talking my way out of telling the truth to anybody asking me all about my tragedies. There's nothing left to say. You're the monster underneath my bed. It's getting dark inside my head. Gotta get away. You won't dig my grave, and I won't take the blame. But you won't dig. Dirty hands shoveling the shit you dumped into my heart. Digging deep, 7 feet. You knew exactly where to start. The bag of bones you left behind me fades away, but you won't dig my synapse at 6:03. Stuck in my cold wet sheets like I'm used to, screaming myself to sleep, trying not to believe all the truth you told me I'd never get out. But who's the one that's laughing now? Nothing left to say. You're the voices packed inside my mind. You never seem to treat me nice, and you won't dig my grave, and I won't take the blame. But you won't dig. Dirty hands shoveling the shit you dumped into my heart. Digging deep, 7 feet. You knew exactly where to start. The bag of bones you left behind me fades away, but you won't dig my. Dirty hands shoveling that shit you dumped into my heart. Digging deep, 7 feet. You knew exactly where to start. Bag of bones you left behind me fades away, but you won't dig my.
Oasis route Kava bar is in Seagrape Square on Indiantown Rd, and it is a Kava bar. If you don't know anything about Kava, it's a Polynesian root that you grind up and you mix with water, and it has been in Polynesia for potentially thousands of years. It's an old thing that they used for kind of ceremonial and also sort of leisure purposes. It's meant to be something where, that brings people together. You all take a shell of Kava and chink them together and say Bula and have it together like that. It's meant to be something to bring people together. It has a kind of an effect, which is, I guess, a kind of a slightly warming effect. It just kind of makes you feel nice. It's not particularly intoxicating. It's not like drinking alcohol. So the atmosphere in a Kava bar is sort of like a cross between a regular bar and a coffee house. It's pretty chill in there. You get all sorts of different types of Kava bars. Some of them are more like a club, there's sort of like blacklight and EDM playing. And some of them are more like a cafe. This is one of the cafe type of ones. It's super chill in there. If you're looking for somewhere to, I don't know, maybe go and do some work on your laptop or go and have a chat with friends, it's perfect for that kind of thing. There's a foosball table in there if that's your jam, or baby foot as they call it in France. Yeah, Jim, the owner, is a really cool guy and he has very kindly sponsored our podcast. So thank you very much for that, Jim. They also do a poker night in there, all sorts of things going on at Oasis Route. Welcome to 561 Music. We have some very exciting news. You may have noticed that the podcast is being hosted from a different place. That place is the 561 Music School and Studio. Justin Hucker has changed the name of his school from Live Music Community to 561 Music School and Studio. We have joined forces and now everything has the same name. The podcast, the festival and the school are now all under the umbrella of 561 Music. If you've been listening to the podcast for a long time, you will know that every week in this spot we used to do an ad for Live Music Community. Now, Live Music Community has become 561 Music. We are still on North Lake Boulevard, but we have moved to 524 North Lake Boulevard, Suite A, North Palm Beach, Florida. It is east from the old location, and boy oh boy is it an upgrade. We now have a studio that is far bigger and more advanced. Bigger lesson rooms and 3 big spaces for recording bands and practicing. We now offer more opportunities for recording your band and provide more practice space to hone your skills. The heart of 561 Music School and Studio is still tuition. We train both young people and adults one-on-one and also in groups to be real bands, teaching you how to play your instrument not only by yourself but with others as well. We help you learn to write and record a song, how to brand and market your band, how to design and produce merchandise, how to get shows, how to act at shows, how to perform, how to organize tours, how to reach out to labels, the ins and outs of protecting your intellectual property, and much more. 561 Music is a one-stop shop for all your music and performance-related needs. We are also set up to help you record music videos, how to manage social media, how to create content for social media, and everything that is required of a person trying to break into the music industry in 2025. Come by the studio at 524 North Lake Boulevard in North Palm Beach and check out the new digs. We are online at 561musicstudio.com. Fill out the form online and come for your free first trial lesson. We are open daily by appointment or just walk up and say hi. We're here most days of the week from 3 p.m. for walk-in inquiries. Come by. It's just so awesome, this new spot, and we're all incredibly excited to be here.
All right, so we just heard an ad for the studio, for 561 Studio, and it is also a music school, and there's a lot of lessons and kids and all that kind of stuff, and kids bands and stuff. So I want to ask you, do you have any advice for upcoming musicians?
Yes, I would say get out of your head.
Yeah.
Stop overthinking it. Art's never going to be perfect. I think like the smallest amount of time between idea and execution is like the way to go. I spent so much time just like putting things in my notes and like maybe one day I'll do it. Yep. Just don't put off today don't put off till tomorrow what you could do today. Is that the quote? Yeah. Just do it. I would rather have tried a million things and failed than be 80 years old and said, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. Mm-hmm. I'm like a multifaceted artist in a couple of ways. I'm a tattoo artist, I'm a lash tech, I'm a makeup artist, I've done, I was in nursing school, you name it, I have tried it. But I would have never gotten to where I'm at now and finding really who I am and what I love if I hadn't tried everything. And if I had been one of those people that was just afraid to do anything, stuck in that paralyzed, like I have all these dreams, I want to do everything, but instead I'm going to do nothing, I would have never really figured out who I was. So I think my advice for the younger artists would be just to do it unafraid, do it like unapologetic,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, be exactly who you are. Yeah.
You and I are so similar. It's not even funny. I actually went to nursing school as well.
Did you really? That's so funny. And you're a multifaceted artist too, right?
Yep. I can't. I can't. As my wife will
So
tell you,
funny.
that there's no such thing as free time in my life. If there's 5 free seconds, I've done something wrong and I forgot something.
Yep.
Art, music, photography, like I just
Yeah.
constant. So we just also listened to some music. Why don't you tell us about it? Gravedigger, I believe it was.
Yes,
right?
Gravedigger.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind it, maybe some lyrics, that kind of stuff?
Yes, I love the song Gravedigger. We play it in pretty much all of my sets.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites. Gravedigger was birthed from, like I was mentioning, like I was really the only one holding myself back
Sure.
For the majority of my life. And I think a lot of people can relate to being like your own worst enemy type of thing. Self-sabotaging, you know, yourself, your life, what you love. And this song was kind of me talking to myself, saying like you're not going to dig my grave, right? Like you're not going to take me down. Like even though it's me, right? It's me looking in the mirror. Like I'm not going to let the worst parts of me drag me to my grave, right? Because I know the potential I've got, right? We got the devil and the angel. And I'm not going to let, like, I think just choosing not to let those thoughts in, choosing not to spiral with, you know, the worst case scenarios in life. So that song means a lot to me. Just really, I play it in every set because it really does give a very accurate representation of my music, an accurate representation of who I am and like what I stand for as well. So I love that song. I love that music video.
Yeah.
That was the first only music video I had shot with a female director, Dominica, and she was amazing and truly took the inspiration, the meaning of the song, my story behind it, and what was in my brain and literally hit the nail on the head with that music video. So I think the production, it was very production-wise, we were leaning very like Panic at the Disco-y. So Panic at the Disco-y, Paramore type of vibe, still that like dancey pop punk, but those verses are spooky. Those verses are still deep, but then you have that energy in the chorus. So I love that song so much, and it fits so well in our set. It's a pain in the ass to sing, but it fits super well in the set, and I love that song, and I think that's the one that I have had most feedback from fans of, just like, this song means so much to me as well. Like, I can relate to this. So that's really special for me. I've always been the fan reaching out to the artist being like, this song means so much to me, right? So to have that, I actually literally had someone DM me this morning saying that they wanted one of the lyrics tattooed on them, which is crazy because, again, like, I'm just a girl writing this alone in my room, you know, so to have that is just so surreal.
So when you write stuff, I know for us, when we write stuff, you know, you write what you know. I mean, you write about yourself, you write what you know. And so to write something that's personal like that and to put it out there in the world and to have somebody come back to you and say, you know, that resonated with me and that touched me, and I really I really felt that, you know. It's
crazy.
Like, how's that?
It's very crazy. It's very surreal, especially because, like, I don't, of course you hope to resonate with people, but this is not a feeling that I would wish upon anybody. I almost don't hope that anybody resonates with this because it's, you know, a part of my life and a feeling that, you know, wasn't great, but brought me to make this piece of art that again is resonating with people, and it is very surreal. And I only make it for me. I only make it to heal a part of me, to close a chapter in my life, right? So to see other people just kind of like having it in their own life experiences is like, it's really cool.
But sometimes and just shedding a little light on it for you, on how you're looking at it now. Don't always think about it as you know, if it resonates with them, they're going through the same thing. Because sometimes people will take something out of your lyrics and out of your music that's different than what you meant it to
Yeah.
be. And it could resonate with them in a completely different
And
way.
that's a crazy part
you know?
too,
Yeah.
right? Like somebody could be like, "Yeah, I really resonated with this," and explain a whole meaning, and I'm like,
And you're
"Whoa, like that's
yeah,
not even
that's not what I meant.
close to what I was writing
But
the song about."
fantastic.
Exactly. So, and that's what's so cool about. That's also what's so cool about when I first started making music. My parents and like people in my life would be like, "What does that mean? What is that about? What is this? What does this lyric mean?" You know? So I think it's really cool that it's whatever you interpret it as,
Right.
you know, and like music is whatever you interpret it as. I'm sure that there are songs that mean so much to me that I listen to from my favorite artists that I think mean one thing that they wrote to mean a complete another. Billie Eilish is a great example. She writes so much music that I listened to for years, and I think like clear as day are about one thing and that I have been relating to, and then I listened to her talk about it on an interview, and I'm like,
Yeah.
how did I not know that was
Yeah.
about a cat and a shoe? Like, you know, like how
Well,
did
I was
not
just going
know
to say,
that?
or a song that you think has this crazy deep meaning, and you're pulling all this stuff out, and you're right, and then you're like, oh, it literally was a cat in a shoe.
Yeah,
like
literally.
it was, yeah,
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's why it's so
Yeah.
cool. Same thing with Panic at the Disco. If you ever listen to those lyrics, it's like, what is he saying? Like, what is it? Bubblegum guillotine, headed to the guillotine. Some of the Panic at the Disco lyrics I listen to, and I'm like, what is going on? I have no idea what he's saying. I'm singing every word. I love it.
I was just going to say, I'm not going to lie, Panic is a guilty pleasure.
It's just one of those. I'm singing every word, but I have no idea what he's talking about. You know, and it's cool. You know, it's just what it meant to him, what it means to me, what it means to somebody else can be completely different. But
For sure.
still, even if it's all different meanings, we're connecting over the same piece of art, which is really fucking cool.
So you said something earlier about before the podcast sitting down with the guitar and stuff. So do you play other than just singing? I mean, I know for the
Yeah,
band
so-
you sing, but like, do you write on instruments and things like
Yeah,
that? or-
so like I was mentioning, I am just that type of person where I'm like a little bit of a jack of all trades. So growing up, I didn't really have very many friends. So because of that, I was just in my room teaching myself a million things, right? Whether it was this art, that art, how to do a backflip, whatever the case may be. So I learned basics on guitar, piano, ukulele.
Okay.
I had a lap harp at a moment, harmonica. If I could pick it up, I was going to learn something on it.
Sure.
So I've always been able to play just enough to write, play just enough to accompany myself. I would love to expand my knowledge in
Right.
my instruments, but right now I'm pretty much a campfire guitar player.
So
And, you know.
I'm right there with you. I'm a bass player, so I'm a campfire guitar
Exactly,
player for sure.
yeah. And like I pretty much bring my producer, like I'll write something in my room, like writing process wise, like I'll write something with, you know, the same 4 chords on guitar or piano, and my idea's there, and I'll bring my producer a demo that frankly has probably very boring music. You know, the lyrics, the melodies, it's all there. The concept, it's all there. But Jacob is really the mastermind behind a lot of the instrumentals.
Gotcha.
Pretty much all of the instrumentals in my music. And I can tell him exactly what I need. I can't play it. I can
think
sing
it.
it. I can think it. I can sing it. I can try to express it, and he can just read my mind. And having a producer artist connection like that is so valuable. And I just like so thankful for Jacob, because what I cannot do myself, he can do for me. So yeah, a lot of times it starts with me just again like writing a little demo on, even if it's a voice note, a GarageBand demo, you know, on the most basic G, D, E minor, C, and then he'll take that and make this enormous production, change so much, and it's like that's exactly what I had in my head.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, it's awesome when you have that connection like
Yeah.
that. Like he can put down what's in your head.
Literally
you
read
know?
my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's so special. And I have now Jacob and I have written, again, like I said, upwards of 50 songs together. And because he was my first producer, he was the first person I remember when I came to him to produce my very first song. Never got released, but I had the whole song and I brought it to him and I was like, here, just produce it, we'll record it, whatever. But I didn't want him to write or anything, and he would say in those first couple of sessions, those first few songs, he was like, if you ever want to like write together, like we could do that. And I was like, yeah, I'll let you know. Like, no way. Like, there's no way I'm writing with somebody. Like, no, like I just write in my room. I was so close-minded to it because, again, that's all I've known.
Sure.
I'd never written with someone, let alone a man. No, how could you understand me? No.
Right.
So I was so closed off to it. And again, once we started, we just could not stop. And it was just like the dam broke. And now it's so special. I can come in and he can be like, what do you want to write? And I'm like, I don't know. Let's figure it out. And we can come up with Make a Scene. Make a Scene is my favorite song we've ever written. It's my closer to every set. It's my anthem as a woman, as an artist. Make a Scene is my very favorite song. And that song, I heard an inspiration with like a really cool bass line, and we don't really have any songs that start with a really cool bass line. So I like came in, I was like, hear that bass line? That's really cool. Let's do something like that. And we made that song, my very favorite song, in like under 4 hours. The whole thing,
That's
front to
crazy.
back. Sent it off to get mixed, just like that. I was like, send it, I'm releasing it. Sent it off to get mixed. I did not tell a soul about it. And then I just like debuted it at my next show and just released it right then and there. So sometimes it's like a voice note that's been in my phone for 20 years, and like
Okay.
we're revisiting it years later. And sometimes it's just we sit down and we're like, let's see what fucking comes out of us.
Are you constantly like putting
Yes.
lyrics in your?
It's exhausting a little bit sometimes because, and I think as artists, we all go through phases. Right now, I'm in a very creative phase. I think because the universe knows that I don't have time to write right now because I'm so focused on Warped Tour and so focused on rehearsing. I'm also moving. I also work a regular full-time job. So I
You have a
don't.
lot of free time, is what I'm hearing.
So I'm like doing a million things and I've got my phone and I'm like writing down concept ideas. I'm writing down lyric ideas. I'm humming melody
Yeah,
ideas,
yep.
So I'm saving songs. I'm sending them to my producer, so I'm always thinking. And sometimes I will go through phases of 6 months where there's nothing up here. There is just nothing happening. And I think it's so easy as artists to get super down on yourself when those things happen, and it's
Yeah.
like, I'm a piece of shit, I can't write anything, I'm not even a musician, to get into that mindset. But it's so normal to have those creative waves.
Absolutely.
And I will go through like a full year where like I can't stop writing, and then like 3 months where like I can't even listen to music. I'm like, I'm gonna listen to podcasts, I can't even listen to music right now, I'm just not feeling creative.
That's funny. I went through a number of years writing stuff with some friends, and just I wrote a lot of stuff back in the day that was very Yaz will tell you about it afterwards. It's very Bauhausy, Joy Division-y
Love
kind
it.
of, very
Yeah.
very synth heavy stuff
Yeah.
back in the day. And then I went through years of just playing in bands and not writing anything.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until maybe a couple of years ago, as part of Killbillies, that I started bringing stuff to the table and saying, hey, we should work on this, or let's work on that.
Yeah.
And we started writing things together. And then we started doing the singer-songwriter thing. And then Ben challenged me and said, you should do the singer-songwriter. And I said, I've never played guitar in front of anybody ever in my entire life. It's always been bass or saxophone. And he was just like, you should do it. And I said, I don't have any music. He says, so write something. And so I literally
Figure it out.
I literally spent 3 months just writing a bunch of songs, and then
Yep.
and they were all stupid, but
Yeah.
whatever. I
Doesn't
did
matter.
it, and I got up in front of people.
And sometimes you need that.
Yep.
Sometimes you need that. You need that push. You need
Yeah.
that like circumstance that brings you back to, you probably never would have written those songs if you hadn't been like approached with that opportunity to do that and that push from Ben. And I think I have a friend right now who's a different type of artist. She's a photographer, and she's in a like lull where she's like, I've never felt this uninspired and uncreative. And I think like during those times, whether you're just playing with a band, you're not writing, or whatever is happening during that moment is for a reason, for your creative path. Like
Sure.
there was like the first half of this year, like I went like 6 months where I did not write anything. And I'm like, what is going on? I'm experiencing, I'm living, I'm getting inspired in different ways. Even if it's not pen to paper in the studio, I'm gearing up for what's next,
Yeah.
So I think just like allowing your journey to come as it may, whether you're writing a lot, whether you're not doing music at all for a brief moment, like whatever it is, it's all for the greater purpose.
Yeah, no, I
sure.
believe that. What do you have coming up besides the obvious?
I don't know if you guys knew, but I'm playing Warped Tour. I don't know if you knew. But no, yes.
You have any other shows coming up, or you have any
Yes.
other songs releasing, anything like that?
So right after Warped Tour, I believe it's November 29th, we are doing this charity show. It's like a toy drive for kids for Christmas. It's called the Festival of Misfit Toys. It is on the West Coast. I believe it's in Fort Myers.
Okay.
And we're playing with a lot of cool bands. We're playing with Dirty Rivals, Werewolves. We're playing with Done For. And yeah, so it's a toy drive. It's like a really cool event. It's a free event. I've never played like a show like that before where it's just like a community event.
Yeah.
Everyone can just kind of show up, be together, like bring a toy for the kids and like just have a good time. And after being such a stickler and so serious about this Warped Tour thing and like such a pain in my band members' asses, and I'm really sorry about all that for the past 6 months, it's going to be so nice to just like go have a good time, like play a fun set. We're going to play the same set that we're playing at Warped Tour with maybe a Christmas cover here or there. But so we're doing that November 29th, which I'm really excited about. And that's the only show I have on the books as of this moment. Going to spend the holidays just relaxing. I'm going back to New Jersey to spend some time with the family. And then kicking it off in January, new single in January. So keep an eye out for that.
Nice.
Got big plans for 2026. And I think I'm such a planner. I'm such the type that's like, I need to have all the strategy mapped out. But I think have really been enjoying just like allowing to happen what is going to happen, right? Like we do this, we release a song, the song, whether it does good or bad, okay, we write another song, maybe I release it here, maybe I release it there, maybe I wait, maybe I do a video, maybe I don't. Like not having to stick to my own self-inflicted schedule and timeline is like freeing. Like just me and my sister say it all the time. We're like, what if instead of freaking out about all these things that we could be, what if we just vibe? What if we just vibe? What if we just let it happen as it will? So I think it's very freeing as an artist to just roll with the punches, and that is my plan. But I do have a lot of big things coming in 2026.
You have a specific date in January for the release?
No date
Nothing
yet.
Yep. Okay.
No date yet, but keep an eye out for sure.
All right. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to cover or say before we go?
I think we got everything. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
Absolutely. It was my pleasure.
Awesome.
I wish Ben was here because this has been very fun.
Absolutely.
I wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you so much.
The Warped Tour is going to be amazing, and we want to have you back at some point and hear all about it.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah.
They're live streaming the set as well.
Hell
so you'll
yeah.
have to tune in for that on
for sure.
Sunday the 16th.
For sure. You're
Absolutely.
playing at noon.
I'm not allowed to say what time I'm playing. Apparently, it's like a Warped Tour tradition. You're not allowed to say this at times, but all I'll say is I'm playing first on main stage.
Fair enough.
Yes, absolutely. But it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for
Awesome.
being here. All right. Peace out.